being anxious about almost everything is exhausting. Scared to death doing it anyway. Good morning everyone, and welcome to this week's vlog. I cannot believe that I actually managed to start a video on Monday morning. I didn't do that in ages probably, but here we are. It's just 9 a.m. now and I'm just getting started with work. And I have to say, honestly, I'm not feeling it. I'm not very much motivated today. Not that I'm motivated all the time. Let's be real, most of the time I kind of have to drag myself out of bed. But I really wanted to stay in bed today so badly. But alas, we're here at my desk. I only got up like half an hour ago. So this is definitely something I have to improve. I really don't like that. I don't like only having like half an hour before I have to work. Because I kind of wanted to stretch too this morning and now it's a little bit too late. That's something we're going to improve over the course of this week, I hope. I'm checking my calendar. Let me see what's going to be going on the next few days. We're gonna be in the office on Wednesday and Thursday. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I definitely reserved a spot there. I have to go to the doctor and get my blood drawn on probably Wednesday because it's close by, so I might do that when I'm there anyway. I have a lot of meetings, which I always do. If you've been here for a few years, you know that my job basically consists of 80% meetings and then 20% cramming tasks into the rest of the time I still have. And we're gonna meet some friends and maybe somewhere we're gonna go to the gym. Let's hope. And I feel like I've been really trying to just put off everything I have to do. And just distracting myself and procrastinating. So I think I'm gonna make it a goal to just do the things immediately without trying to push them off. And maybe later on we're gonna talk about how I'm trying to not procrastinate anymore because it's getting totally out of hand. Okay, so I have some plant updates to show you. So first off, I did some cutting on one of my plants and I just have this little sprouting little guy. I keep it on my desk because it's very, very bright here. So I hope it will sprout soon. And I already have like another little baby that I cut like a month ago or something, which I just put into soil. So I'm gonna show you as well. I also finally got myself a bigger plant for this space here. And I still have to like put it in new soil and then like put something around it. This thing. And then we have this plant which has been growing so much. This is the one I got the babies from, and I just put it in new soil and like in one of those, oh my god, how are these things called? What is the name of the thing where you plant a plant in?
Planter is any container or structure used to hold soil or another growing medium and support the growth of plants.
I got a new planter. I really like this one. I wanted something that's like a little bit wider because it's been growing down, so it's very long and it continues to grow, so I'm very happy about that. I will probably cut like a few more babies from this one. I have this monstera which I also put into new soil and like a bigger pot, and it's been growing quite well. If you can see, I have a very nice long root here which is new. Leaves are very pretty. This one is just so amazing. Like, how do I deserve this? I also got a new plant for the bedroom because the other one that was in this planter actually died. I tried so hard and I kept it alive for like a year, but I think my apartment is just too bright and too warm, and it was one of those plants that need like a lot of shadow and like cool air. Lastly, we have this plant, and this is the baby from my bigger plant that I cut and then put into water for a month, and it sprouted, so now it's finally in soil, and I hope it's gonna grow pretty well. I mean, in here it's pretty bright, so I hope it's gonna work out. Okay, so here we have this thing. I thought I wanted to get like another bigger plant for outside. I don't know what the English name is of this one, but it has like those kind of sharp leaves. And I hope it's gonna grow pretty well. And then I also have my rosemary, which I replanted because it's getting a little bit bigger. So I have this just on my table currently. By the way, I have my lunch break right now, so I think I'm gonna go for a walk maybe? Let's see. I feel like I need to show this to you because this is so ridiculous. If I want to close the window, it's easy. But if I want to put the blinds down, I can reach them up top, but I cannot reach like where I have to like hang them in. So I literally have to get up here to just close the blinds. I don't know who designed this kitchen, but what should I do with all the space that I have in front of the window? This makes no sense. I cannot reach it. I can't do anything with it. So yeah, if you're wondering, I just took up bouldering. Thought it's a nice hobby and I could do it in my kitchen, so I don't even have to go anywhere. One more meeting to go, and then we're done with meetings. But I think I'm done overall then. I actually have to go and get my blood drawn at a doctor's office, so we're gonna do this right now. I hope, if I'm not too scared. Okay, so by now it's lunchtime and I managed to get my blood drawn. I'm so proud of myself because I was so scared. I had to get a blood test like a little bit more than a month ago already for something else, and I was just postponing going there. I had to get some blood drawn because of my hand. I had some issues with inflammation, and we weren't really sure if it's going to be like an autoimmune disease or something. Now they're checking, and I have a follow-up appointment in July. So yeah, now that's done, I am very glad I just got myself a coffee to replenish my energy, kind of. And I think we're gonna go into the rooftop to have some lunch now. I will probably stay here until like 3 or 4, and then I will drive home before like my afternoon meetings, because I think it's supposed to rain later on, and I definitely don't want to get wet. I got wet last time so much when I went here with my bike, so I will try to avoid that. But I'm very glad I went here, and I'm very glad that I'm here since like 8:30. That was such a nice bike ride. It's 6 p.m. now, and I'm finally on my couch. I mean, I was here kind of the last hour, just finishing up my last video, and I drove back home, I think at like 3-ish. When I got here, I still had like 2 meetings to go, or 3, and I am so exhausted since getting my blood drawn. It is so crazy. Since getting a little bit older and not having panic attacks like all the time, I feel like when they come, they hit so hard. And I didn't have a full-on attack, but like I was panicking so much before, and I was so scared. And all the bodily symptoms that come with it just hit so much harder now that they're so spaced out in a way. And I pulled through in the office, but with having like caffeine and then also the like sluggishness from getting my blood drawn, I was just so exhausted, and having to socialize and mask in a way just was kind of too much for me. And then I went home with my bike, I did my meetings barely. Now I've just been on my couch, and I just had a little shower to kind of just shower off all the sweat that I've been producing because I was so scared. And I actually ordered some soup because my stomach has been feeling very off, but I know it's just from the anxiety, so I thought a warm soup is good, and I really don't have the energy to cook anything. I wish I would, but I think staying on my couch is the right thing. And altogether, even though like my whole day is ruined from it, I'm so happy and glad and proud of myself that I went and did the blood test, because I've been postponing that since weeks. I always had some good excuses why I shouldn't do it. Either it was because I was on my vacation and I didn't want to use vacation days to, feel like I do right now, or I wasn't close by, or I would get my period a few days later and that wasn't the right time. And today I was scared shitless, and I thought about just putting it off and postponing it again, but I was like, I cannot. I need to get this over with. I've been thinking about, postponing and procrastinating a lot in the last weeks, because I feel like that's something that I've been doing so much in my private life, but also especially in my work life. And the uncomfortableness of having to do those things is usually very strong for me. But I noticed that putting it off and like the pain that comes from this is so much harder to deal with. I know if I would have procrastinated and didn't go to my doctor's office today, I would have felt this intense weight on my shoulders until I finished it, until I actually went there. And going there, I did have to kind of give myself a little pep talk, and something that I really like to tell myself is scared to death doing it anyway. That's something I remember from like very early on in my 20s. I remember someone saying that to me, or like it was a quote from a book or whatever, and it resonated so hard because I was scared to death today. I was so scared, and I still did it. So sometimes I have to just, give myself this mantra to finish things. Obviously, not every situation where I'm procrastinating feels like a life and death situation in a sense. So this kind of doesn't work there. And I've been trying to figure out ways to stop procrastinating, and I've been trying to find ways to, get myself to get going with work. And I feel like something that helps me is figuring out what I would rather do, bargaining with myself, and noticing how much more of the things I would rather do I can do if I just finish my tasks first instead of procrastinating. So I've been trying to do that, and also I feel like now, being in my project for about 6 months, I feel a little bit more at ease with what I have to do, and I feel like I can better just allocate my time towards certain tasks, which also means I can plan my day better, which means I could try and do my tasks early in the morning and then, have more time for things I enjoy at work. But honestly, I'm definitely someone who likes to put off the hard things, because I feel like a lot of things in my daily life are just so hard already. Being anxious about almost everything is exhausting, and I would rather just feel comfortable, because I barely ever do. Making myself as comfortable as possible is definitely something I have been trying to do. And also advocating for myself, which is not always that easy, but I think taking the time in the early afternoon during my workday to go home when I'm just done with office and I have no social battery left is something that is so important for me, and I can do my work at basically any time. So even if I feel like I might be judged for it, I should still kind of stand up for myself. And honestly, people don't care that much anyway. Did anyone care that I left at 3 today? No, probably not. That's something I really want to talk about because I'm trying to figure out how to progress with that, So if you have any ideas, definitely let me know. And I'm going to stay here in fetal position until my soup comes. Hello and good morning. I haven't talked to you at all today and it's already 12, but I was actually in meetings kind of the whole morning and I initially wanted to go to the gym at 11:30, but my last meeting lasted until like now. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna warm up some lunch and then continue working, not do any breaks. And then I don't have any meetings between 2:30 and 4:30. So I think I'm gonna actually do a little gym break and like a later lunch break at that time. I've been so busy. I actually got up at like shortly before 8 and started working shortly after 8. But I also had someone come over because I think I have rats on my roof. Not entirely sure, so he went up there to check. And I still have so many things to do. But I think doing a little gym break in the afternoon should be fine. Yeah, just a little quick update. I'm gonna warm up some food and just continue working. Okay, so I just came back from the gym. I had to go pretty late because it was raining the whole time until like 5 minutes before I wanted to leave. So by now it's a little bit after 4. I went to a gym at I think 3, so I did like maybe 40 minutes of actual workout. Fine, I feel like I just need to get out and like get some movement at least. And now I think I'm gonna work for another hour or so. The sun is out now, so I kind of want to go on the balcony, but everything is very wet. So I think I will stay here and then shower and then at some point get groceries. Today has been kind of intense, which you probably saw because I wasn't really visually exciting, I guess. I started work at home and then we went to the office like later during the day and I've just been doing a bunch of stuff and there was a lot going on here, so now the day is already over again. I'm gonna pack up and go home. I'm in the worst mood since yesterday. Today just got worse. Somehow I really just want to go home and sit on my couch. I canceled my after work plans and I just don't feel good at all. I'm gonna go home and not do anything. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Today has been so rough, but the day's gonna be over soon.